Hello, everybody. My name is Zinat Islam, and I'm the Relations Manager Academia Network at Yunus Center. Welcome to the 44th session of our YSBC web lecture series on the topic of social business in Chittagong. Today, we have with us our speaker, Mr. Zahirul, Executive Director of the Integrated Development Foundation, and moderator, Professor Mohammad Sekandar Khan, Vice Chancellor, East Delta University, Bangladesh. Mr. Zahirul, founder and executive director of IDF Bangladesh, started his career with Nobel Laureate Professor Mohammad Yunus as his assistant at REP, Rural Economics Program, Department of Economics at Chittagong University, where the Grameen Bank model was developed in 1970s. Mr. Alam also worked as Action Research Fellow at BARD, Bangladesh Academy for Rural Development, and as an economist at ILO in Addis Ababa. IDF started its journey through the replication of the Grameen model in Chittagong Hill Tracts, a remote, difficult, and sensitive area of Bangladesh. IDF is now working on sustainable development through piloting and expansion of social business in its project areas under the guidance of Mr. Alam. About our moderator today, Professor Mohammad Sekandar Khan dedicated 38 years of his career to teaching at the University of Chittagong, where he rose to the rank of Professor of Economics after starting as an assistant professor in 1967. He served as the chairman of the department from 1977 to 1980 and as the dean of the Faculty of Social Science from 1982 to 1984. He was also the executive director of the Rural Economics Program, REP, after Professor Yunus had left the university for the field trial of REP's Grameen Bank project. He became project director of the proposed Rangamati University of Science and Technology. He was the president of the Chittagong chapter of Bangladesh Economic Association, BEA, in 2010 to 2015 and received BEA's gold medal in 2007 for lifetime achievement in teaching and research in economics. Currently, he's the Vice Chancellor of East Delta University, Bangladesh. It is a great honor to hear the stories from such accomplished personalities. So let us start today's session without any further delay. I call upon Professor Mohammad Yunus for his welcoming remarks and start the session. Professor Yunus.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back into our series. Today is a very special occasion for me, particularly. It's almost like down the memory line, memory lane. As you see, two persons here, Professor Sekandar Khan and Zahirul. They are the earliest contact I had with the Chittagong University. When I joined Chittagong University, Professor Sekandar Khan was a senior professor there. And then Zahir was a senior student there. So when we started getting into these activities around the campus, Jobra and neighboring villages and the hills around us, Zahir was one of the first one to sign up and join those things. And he was active in everything. When we created the Rural Economics Program, he was there in the Rural Economics Program. So all the things that the initial period, that as I joined Grameen University of Chittagong, Department of Economics, Zahir was the first one as the senior students in the class in the university, in the department at that time. And then later on, others gradually joined. So we go to the very root of all these activities that happen. But Zahir continued to pursue that. He joined for a while with the Kumilla Academy and other things, and some programs in Nepal. But he came back. He came back and started all over again to do the things that we are doing in Chittagong University campus and around the campus. So good to see him with all the successful things that he has done. He has a lot of stories to tell. The historical value and also very relevant to the work that he has been doing to the particular area. He focused on that particular area, hill area of Chittagong. Not too many organizations are interested in that at that time. And most of the time it's a very area with the turmoil and all that. But he ventured into it and got friendly with the people and the tribal people and all the people who live in there. So he has a very interesting story to tell, how he guided the social businesses along the way, and particularly one on the fisheries side of it. I don't want to elaborate it, but he will elaborate it, how unique in Bangladesh, how he got organized and developed the whole thing. And now it's a very important initiative in Bangladesh. And Sekandar Khan, of course, as you heard, been a very successful economics professor, now the Vice Chancellor. But all along, he was the closest faculty member, along with Professor Latifi. We worked together for a long time, and good to see you. And also during this Chittagong Social Business Center, he has been the active person, and he was the chair of this group, volunteered themselves to join social business activities in Chittagong. So he is the moderator, and he will refer back to the experiences that he had during this period. And he still continues to be very strong activist in that program. Professor Sekandar Khan, not only as an academic, but as a social activist and political activist, has been very vocal, very outspoken. People wait to hear what he has to say. So I'm very happy to have them both together today in this particular forum. I'm sure audience will love that, what they have to say. So I leave it to you, Professor Sekandar Khan, to guide it and take it to whichever direction you want to take it. Thank you. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you very much, Professor Yunus. It's a rare occasion for me to actually meet with people with whom I spent my younger days, and who were so very active in activities in which I had also interest, and as a result, I joined them in their works. Zahir was our student, and today Zahir is the speaker. And it's nice that Zahir is with us, and Zahir will be actually telling his story of involvement in social business. And he has started a few other organizations himself, and those are very successful and run on social business principles. I'm sure Zahir has so much to tell us, because he is an actual practitioner. Myself, I was never a practitioner, excepting that I remained close to all those who were doing it, because I loved Grameen system, Grameen approach, and social business itself. Now, I would like to ask Zahir a few questions. Number one, how Zahir actually found it interesting to join social business as such, and himself become an entrepreneur. Zahir, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I'm very honored to be selected here in this important this lecture on social business, especially in Chittagong. So I'm really lucky and grateful to start my foundation with our Nobel Laureate and teachers like you, and also after foundation, and thereafter I have got the chance to build the structure, construction with the guidance and inspiration of our Nobel Laureate. So that is really a good opportunity for me. So in fact, the social business, it was in our brain, in our heart, because Professor Yunus, he started this Grameen model. Grameen Bank itself is a social business. Social business, and the condition of social business that it the investors, the owners, they don't take any profit, and also it should be sustainable, and the workers, they work in a very comfortable environment and with joy. So this is, and from there, in fact, the ideas, the concept, I learned from, it was in my heart. But I just, as rightly said, our son, I just went to Bangladesh Academy for Rural Development and also ILO for some time. But my heart, my mind was with here, the Grameen, with Professor Yunus, and it was, and Professor Yunus and our teachers, and he was so I think God-gifted type of personality, who really I think that the inspiration, the things I got from him, then I in fact came back and established this Integrated Development Foundation. And initially I started replicating this Grameen model to Chittagong hill tracts, which was the difficult and very remote, and that time there was an unstable situation. So in that kind of situation, I started replicating Grameen model, and that time in the early days to see how Grameen model works there, and it worked. And so after that, then gradually we added with that this health, the agriculture, the extension, the solar, that all those ideas, all those concepts, it was there with the Grameen. And Sir created many non-profit companies to serve the need of the poor people. And it was a sort of integrated approach so that people, and also a lot of protection program also. From there, in fact, I was inspired and
well, Zahir, I think I would like to ask you to actually go direct into your activities, because we know you served with Professor Yunus, you learned everything directly from him, and finally you started business in the same model. Your business, which I know is IDF, Integrated Development Foundation. And how do you find it as an example of social business?
Yeah, as I told you, in our case, for microfinance institution, when we just see the principle of microfinance, is the owner, all the factors, all the conditions is satisfied, the owner. But now we have for the IDF, we created a social business fund. And with that fund, we are giving also the capital to the poor people, to the entrepreneurs, to do the business. And then another thing from that fund, we are giving also money to, also we are developing and addressing the health problems. We are addressing the education problem for giving quality education. And as this Halda, we undertook take a venture there also, keeping in mind the social business, so that we can run it sustainably and also fulfilling the all conditions. But you see, that was a national problem that we are addressing through social business. National problem is the Halda River is a national river of Bangladesh. It is a special, and it has a peculiar character. It started in Bangladesh, and also it completed its journey in Bangladesh. And it's both low tide and high tide, this river, and the carp fishes lay their eggs and fertilize there, and the egg collector, they collect the eggs, and they again make this fry from these eggs and sell it, and also it is good. And this was because of the pollution, because of the the mother fish was there, killing the mother fish. So that was a lot of destruction, and government also making some developments, sluice gate and dam. So it was about to ruin. So
yeah,
that
we think actually Halda was in a very bad condition.
Bad condition.
We took it up.
Then
yeah, it was an open access fishery. Open access fishery means
exactly
everybody and anybody has an access to it.
access.
And irresponsible fishing.
Yes,
So all those problems were there. Then you got into it, and we want to know the story when you started Halda, in the present style?
Yeah, when we started Halda, that year, the egg release by the mother fish became almost zero because of the pollution. So we have organized the people along the bank of the river. We organized the egg collector, and we also try to sensitize and help the fishery department and their administration, and also political leaders, and also media. We brought them all together and to act together, and also we have a big team there, and we also provided a speedboat and solar board so that they can watch the fish killing and any kind of this pollution. And we have been able to also convince the government to declare as a heritage, national heritage. So now the situation is different, and I think because now the situation emerges another kind of problem. Sometimes the government now building the dam and also the stone block and damaging some of the these places where the so that's how now we have been able to restore the situation, and also we have
Actually, we got the government to support your activities, or was it the government which entrusted that property to you?
In fact, it was the government responsibility. Government was supposed to that. We just work as a catalytical agent. So we provided them the services like a speedboat and volunteers, so that they come and they can do their duty.
Can you tell us the story how you could get all the people around Halda to cooperate with your scheme? Because those people were not actually disciplined ones. They were exploiting Halda in any manner they could do it. But you got these people to behave in a manner that Halda is now producing something and has got the recognition of heritage. All this occurred after you got into the business. Please tell us the business as you did it.
Yes, thank you, sir. So we have been able, you see, we have to give a lot of time. So we've been able to motivate, to organize them, and to lobby with the people, policymakers, and the administration. And also we established a lab, Halda lab at the University of Chittagong, from where the university graduate students and PhD students that do research on Halda. And also we organize the school students around that place, and also Imam of Masjid, so that and the political, these local government leaders and the general leaders there. So we organize a series of motivational meetings, and we try to make them realize that this is the asset for them, not us. We came here to restore, and ultimately they are the beneficiary. So finally, those who are direct beneficiary, you have to watch them, because some people they just take out the sands and also catch the fishes. So these people are there, these best interest group. So you have to take care of them, and together with the community. So that's how we have been able really, and also media.
Congratulations! Actually, we now are very proud of Halda, because Halda is now is a symbol.
And media also help us.
Government departments cooperate with you.
Yes, sir. And media also helped us, and they cooperated. They cooperated because, in fact, it was their responsibility, but we are there to cooperate with them, to help them, and to bring all these local people close to them so that they can get help from them. So that's how I think it worked there. It worked in Halda, integrated.
How did you organize the people on the banks of Halda? Yeah. How did you organize the people on the banks of Halda who previously were exploiters, didn't know what to do for real good scientific exploitation. You taught them many things, and how could you get them to agree to your plan?
So we also supported them. For example, supported for with some instruments and also training, and tell them how they can increase their income and alternative alternative incomes facility for the fishermen. And also we introduced this organic type of agriculture, so that the water is not polluted. But they realized that we went there for their betterment. And previously also government undertook some projects, some other organizations also were involved, but I think they were not serious. In fact, what happens in our place, that was not serious. And it was before we I think joined there was a project which was just ended, and it was about a project of a big amount, big budget, but yeah, in fact, they could not use it properly. But with a small money, we make, I think, a big impact there.
Yeah, you did. The very important thing is that you have been able to convince that you are there to raise the Halda productivity, and they are going to gain from out of it. So they cooperate automatically. Now tell us, how did you get the government people agree to what you wanted to do?
It was very difficult. Initially, as PKSF also was with us, they are the subsidiary organization of Ministry of Finance. And initially, when we went there, the Ministry of Fishery, the district fishery officer, he came to us and then asking me that who gave you the mandate to work here? This kind of question also they did. Who gave you mandate? Well, you don't have to give mandate, but in our memorandum, in our this constitution, government give us a mandate through ordinance, and now Ministry of Finance is also involved with us. This is so. Later on, as Mr. Karim also with us then, and he played also important role to convince these administrators and this government.
As regards your relation with PKSF, PKSF has their own objectives.
Yeah.
So how could you get them to help you?
Yeah. In fact, it was Mr. Karim that he arranged the fund, but
you were the chairman.
Yeah, he was the managing director. So yeah, he was the one who, in fact, because he is also from this bank of the Halda River, so it's also a sort of attachment. And when he was secretary fisheries, he also undertook project, but he could not do anything with this project. So later on, with a small money from PKSF and IDF, so we have been able to mobilize all these people. And finally, they saw that we don't have any interest. We don't make any money out of Halda. But instead, we are giving money, spending money, because they use our this speedboat and use our services, use our volunteers for their work. So that's how they realized that we are there. Without any our own interest, we went there to help the people and to serve the people and to do the Halda. So
all the credit goes to you, Halda. For the recovery of Halda, you took up all the troubles, you connected all the people, relevant people, and you got them to agree to what you wanted to do with it. And it is important that you have these government people and the non-government people agree with you and cooperate on their own. It is now a very an ideal organization. Halda Fisheries is really a good example of how a a non-managed government resource, which has been a waste so long, could be organized into a really gaining, profiteering organization. The credit goes to you, and we want to know if there was any critical moment when you thought that actually Halda is probably going out of our control. Was there anything like that at any time?
Yeah, initially it's a lot of struggle you had to do it, and also the MP of Rausan. So I had to go to him and to convince him. Initially he was asking the all NGOs, they make money, make buses, that kind of thing. So I told him that, yeah, all NGOs do not do that. And there are few NGOs that might do it, but like the all MPs are not good like you. Because some MPs, they do some irregularities or illegal things, but you don't do. But all are not like you. So IDF, you can see how you work, you observe. Then he told that if you really want to do, I'm with you. If you do anything just like making vouchers, I'm not with you, I'm against you. So we took him to this seminar, national seminar, and time to time we briefed them and briefed him. So finally he realized that yes, and the media has also helped us. Media was very cooperative. Chittagong-based media. They in every week news were there. And from there, they also tried to publish the news in national paper. So there was also a role of media, and they helped us to make a sort of this.
In any way, it's you who actually was the main man behind. And all the other organizations, like usually they don't behave like this everywhere. So
Yes.
the lesson is that if you have got a right organization and an organizer, you get everybody else to cooperate with him and actually make any of our assets really productive, and you can manage them in a disciplined manner. Are you satisfied with what is happening in Halda nowadays?
Yeah, the way we are contributing and happening, sometimes some things is not beyond our control. When there are vested interest group, and at the government level of that department, they want to do their own, which is sometimes not good for Halda. But in that case, we cannot do much when they do it. But we try to convince them. Sometimes we cannot do it. But otherwise, other things, for example, the organizing people and helping them alternative employment, and also organic employment, and there's so that they don't catch this mother fish, and they don't make the pollution. This kind of thing we can do. But there are some things that really we have to struggle, convince, and try to take everybody to convince them. It's in fact difficult work.
Thank you, Zahir. You have been able to establish that provided good leadership and organization, correct organization.
And dedication. Dedication is very important. Dedication. We had a great dedication. Without any self-interest, but our target was just to see how Halda comes at its original position.
Are you sure that social business principles are being observed in Halda, in places where actually such principles have to be observed? Have you been able to stick to it, that you actually doing everything in the social business style?
Yeah, I think, sir.
Sorry. Okay.
Not on water and sanitation problem, and name anyone. I think it's possible to address and to solve the problem. So the main thing is here. For example, we organize the fund, we manage the fund from different investors, and create the social business fund. And if there would have been a international fund for like IMF, International Social Business Fund. Even UN can take the initiative, and the bilateral donors and others, instead of giving the grant, if they can put their fund there in the International Social Business Fund, they can channelize it to the government, respective government, those government who really use this fund for to address their problems through social business. So, but throughout the world, these MFIs and also Grameen, the Grameen Trust, it's a big network. And I think throughout the world there are many established these MFIs which can be, I think, involved and to solve the global various these problems, these social problems, economic problem through social business. And in that, so through social business, then it will help the establishment of equality, and this gap will not be created. And then I think even the environment related projects also you can implement, we can solve through the social business. So it is possible, I believe, and I'm doing it. I'm a practitioner, and this Halda will become soon this sustainable. And our, as I told you, the health program has also the telehealth, and it's a community-based, community level, and it is now sustainable. And this will, with the social business principle, it will run. So I believe it, and I practice it, and it is in my heart, and it is possible. Because when we went to Chittagong Hill Tracks, many people told us that no, it's not possible. Grameen will not work there. But I told even the administration, the deputy commissioner, no, we tried, it didn't work, but it is you lose your money. So I told them, let us see. We want to lose some money, then see how it works. Then it worked.
It worked. And it is, I think, because you were a dedicated worker and you was in the business not only because of the attraction of the business itself, but because you were actually looking for some such things where you can actually put in the Grameen style or the social business style. And it's good, and it's very heartening to know that you have actually raised Halda to a position now from where Halda, I hope, will not slip out again. Chittagong University has provided a laboratory for you for Halda research. That is one very good landmark. I find it, the Chittagong University Geological Department, they are very interested in your Halda fishery. And that way you can actually attract many other organizations to come and take advantage of the Halda at present. Can you give us examples of other lines in which you have been successful with Grameen style?
These all ventures, even these projects, now we have started also the processing, the dairy products processing, agricultural products processing, and then fruits processing, and keeping in mind that there is no adulteration and it is safe one. And we are trying to help these entrepreneurs to produce and market, and also to brand, to get the certification from GSTI. these are our, you can say, the third generation step of microfinance of Grameen model and Grameen, which showed us the way. So now, in fact, the school also, this quality education, especially now we are trying to give the technical education from 9 to even graduate level. And about Halda sir, one thing, now government at each level, they form committee at division level, national level, in all levels, they put IDF as a member of the committee. Today also we had a meeting with the the divisional commissioner. So that was the recognition from their side that for our work.
It's a big thing to achieve.
Yeah.
Government recognition doesn't come so easily.
It's a very, very
hard work. It's the result of your work that actually made government come to you, recognize you. I'm sure you will get recognition in many other sectors. As about health sector, you have been doing very excellent work in probably the hill tribes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it is a remote area, and nowadays we are also getting a sort of network, and there is no electricity. We make access to this network through solar energy, and our community health worker, they are trained by our medical officers, and they're the one who can be connected from the community through video conference with our doctors and also with our this health worker paramedics. So they can and we use a software in collaboration with the company based in USA. So our doctors, they can prescribe from their end, and the community, this worker, community health worker, they can get it, the prescription. And so doctors can see their face also and talk with them. This community health worker, they can be connected with our diploma, this health paramedics and also medical officers, and they get all these treatment as well as the medicines also covered. And for the serious patient, they have been referred to government hospital.
We have not been able to touch anything on 30 Club of Professor Yunus. Can you tell us something?
Yeah, it's very interesting, sir. The 30 Club, and so I really think that how our professor, sir, the envisage and vision. This to address the young people is very important. Otherwise, who will carry out this concept, this ideology? So 30, in 30 also there is a social business thing, this zero employment. And there from the, and any interesting thing is here, the club of 5 students, it can be from anywhere of the world. One from Belgium, one from Tanzania, one from Brazil, one from USA, one from Bangladesh. So they can form a club and exchange their views, ideas, and they can also submit the project proposal for social business as for solving these issues, social issues, economic issues, and submit to this Yunus Center, and they assess the project and also finance the project. They invite to the social business and social summit, business summit, so, and the selected the projects awarded. So this is how I think the young this student, young population is getting involved. And from IDF side also, we have a youth group, youth club, adolescent club. But this concept, this 30 Club, is I find is very effective, and we'll use each of our this member of our youth club to make a separate club with their members from different parts of the country or world, and I think that would be a wonderful work I'm looking for. And
appears from what you have said, these clubs are actually solving the socio-economic problems in many ways. They can do it. And how about your idea of a better world? Do you think a better world can be created through social business?
Yeah, I believe it, sir. I believe it because I also shared that any social problems, environment problems, economic problems, if we solve it through social business, then the wastage of resources, the leakage of resources will be, I think, minimum. And we will be reinvested, we can cover more and will generate more production. And that's how the gap will be reduced. And all this health and environment and employment, if this carbon emission, if we can solve those problems through social business, then we will get a better and nice world. I think it's possible if we can do it. I think Sir is showing us way, path. It is our responsibility. It is the responsibility of the coming generation. Yet, so if they really follow and do, and then it's possible. It's
So
possible.
do you have any plan? Do you have any plan to expand your work, maybe in other branches other than the ones you have already covered?
Yes, sir. Sir, we are expanding, and you have to give a lot of time in Chittagong. As you know, it's difficult and in many ways. And now we have come to a certain level. There also, we have established a goodwill of the people, of the groups. Now we can, I think, work more with geographically and also the social business that we can established, we can use for solving the various issues, various problems, social problems, and these poverty problems, environment problems. That's what we have started. As I told you, the health is already, it's sustainable. We'll make the agriculture sustainable, and we are also working on ecotourism and also this naturopathy type of thing with the health. All those will be under social business, and I believe that we can make them sustainable, and in sustainable manner they can solve the problem, and the people who will work.
These are all within the fold of IDF.
Yeah, it's in the fold of IDF, but nowadays the people from other countries, MFIs and other countries, they are coming to see, and they are really amazed. Some people, they go back and started other and also trying to use the social business concept. But the main problem here is fund. So I think we should, I think, work to make an international social business fund, sir. And so that will my urge, that will my appeal, so that we can all appeal to UN or for international social business fund, and those who will follow the social funds. But in that case, if they provide this fund to the government to solve the as per the guidance of the social business, I think there will be less possibility of wastage of resources.
Yeah.
And wastage of resources. And so that will, I think, work, and that will be helpful for building the better world.
That's a good news to learn.
Yes,
but do you think there will be many more Zahirul alums in Bangladesh after these people visit IDF and get ideas from your organization? Can we expect many more Zahirul alums to be around us?
Yeah, I think that there is problems, sir. We hope we can create, if we really address the youth from their this childhood, then it is possible. It is possible that's what we have started a school, and from the class 1, we'll try to give them that knowledge. We try to groom up in that way so that we can build up this good person who can really dedicate their life for
Well,
the
Professor
other people.
Yunus says we are not born to become workers. We can
Yes.
create work ourselves. How do you find it that saying that we are not workers, we are not born workers, we became workers later on, but what we should aim at is to create work, give jobs to others.
Yes, sir, I agree with you, but because of Azan, I could not just get all the, I could not hear you because of the Azan. But I think it's possible, sir.
It's possible that we shall get more job givers in future. Because your example of ideas
Yes, sir.
should be able to enthuse many people to start business in that style. There are many sectors in Bangladesh which require that kind of attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you hopeful that people will come up and establish businesses like you have done in IDF to shoulder these responsibilities to solve these problems in the Grameen style?
Yeah, it is possible. There are people also still here also in Bangladesh, but the environment, the inside environment is also works. And for example, for me, what I believe, I want to do it. But some people, yes, they are different. Different is different. Otherwise, it's also what one person believe. And he should, I think, work accordingly. And if the people, I say one thing and do one thing, sometimes, this is difficult. But I think if we can build up our youth, the children, then I think one day we can be able to, make or build up or create people, create person, manpower.
Yeah, I wish your wish becomes success. And thank you for all that you have done in the style, Grameen style, and to establish that this is an approach which can actually be of great use in solving many of our problems, particularly in agriculture and health.
Yeah, that's possible, sir. That's possible.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Big round of applause to both our moderator and speaker. It was a great conversation, bringing out the story of IDF from the beginning to what it is doing now. We really hope to visit your projects in Chittagong one day, and also the university, and meet with the students and the 30 clubs. You're correct that the youth are the future, and through them we can hope to solve the bigger problems that we have, and that we don't face them in the future. So thank you very, very much again for your time and effort for this conversation. We hope to continue it again and hear about the developments as time goes. This has been a great lecture, and we have more lectures coming up that you will see in the slideshows. We also have other events coming up, Social Business Day in July, and the Social Business Academia Conference and Global Social Business Summit in November. I request the tech team to play the slides. Till then, we will see you again in our next lecture. Thank you very much. Tech team, kindly play the slides on the upcoming events. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
You share some informal.
Thank you very much. See you in our next sessions and lectures.